Hey guys, welcome back to the Castro Valley News live show. Sorry for the delayed broadcast here. Normally we do this through my desktop and it just wouldn't launch at all. So if the audio is funky, it's because I'm doing this actually through my phone with a different external mic. I hope the audio is good, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. This is going to be interesting. I would love to do the roll call, but I'm not sure if I can actually see who's tuned in here. You guys hearing me? Kathy is saying hello. Don is saying hello. So I guess we'll do the roll call like this. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue, you are totally reminding me of Buddy Holly. Thank you so much. Good songs. Bob says he can hear me, so I'm glad. And I don't know why I trailed that with such a high note. Sorry about that, guys. Jenny and Linda. Wait. Thank you, Ross. Audio is great. That's awesome. This microphone was like a $5 microphone that I got from. Yes, I got it from, no, it came from eBay. Dennis, how are you doing? We're doing the roll call here. Again, if you're dialed in and I haven't given you a roll call shout out, Laura is here. How are you doing, Laura? Hope everyone is well. Peggy Sue, I'm glad you can hear me fine. Layla, how are you tonight? If you're just tuning in, we do this live show every Tuesday at 7 p.m. And the concept is kind of an old school radio talk show. Hi, Heidi is here. Someone is requesting to be on the video, and I don't think I'm going to do that, but that's interesting. Kimberly, hello. Kimberly, I wish I had some good news for you about the bowling alley. Doesn't sound like we are going to be out of this purple category for the shelter in place for a time. I did hear, I think there was a county near Sacramento that was actually was downgraded from the purple category. So that county can actually return to having a different. Stephen is now reciting the Peggy Sue lyrics. Yeah, Buddy Holly is now stuck in my head. So probably not going to be any good news in regards to the bowling alley opening anytime soon. I wish that was different. Let's do the roll call for a couple more minutes. And again, sorry guys about my tardiness. I sat here and I tried to launch the live video on my desktop 4 times and nothing. Yeah, Dawn is right. We should just open the bowling alley for Kimberly so she can go and enjoy some bowling by herself. Before we go any further, I have every week we do an introduction for Dawn in a different voice. I'm going to do Yoda tonight, and I know Dawn is going to appreciate it because I know Dawn is a Star Wars fan. So, good evening to Don Shelby. So there's Yoda. Is there anyone else who would like a shout out when it comes to the roll call here? I see Rob Lee and Yvonne Guzman are checking it out. Jay is saying Casper's is the best. Now, that is the Casper with the C. That is in Hayward. And it's weird because I think the same family kind of runs and operates both the Caspers with a C and the Caspers with a K. Don likes the Yoda voice. Don Shelby won that Apple Records. Vinyl he has. Buy some, you will. Let's talk for a while about the Chic-Fil-A proposal. because I wanted to share some thoughts, and I wanted to hear your thoughts about the proposal. And Tanya, thank you. Have a great night. Let me give a shout out here to Tanya, because Tanya is the brains and the brawn and the wisdom and the magic behind the community cupboard on Forest Avenue. If you have not seen it yet, go down Forest Avenue. I don't know the address off the top of my head, and I'm not comfortable putting it out on blast on the show here. But if you drive down Forest Avenue, you can't miss the blue community cupboard. It is amazing, and Tanya organizes this and puts it together, and it's such an incredible, amazing, cool resource here in our town. Basically, there is a cupboard with food, mostly dry goods, and Heidi was lucky enough to get a refrigerator donated recently. So sorry to sniff in your guys' ear, but so there's a refrigerator with some perishable items. Sometimes there's bread. There's all sorts of good stuff there. Basically, if you have things to donate, you can bring them there. If you have things that you need, if you're in need of food, you can go to the community cupboard and you can get food items. I'm just pausing here because we're so lucky to have the community cupboard on Forest in our community. There's other community cupboards in other communities, but I don't think there's any as awesome and as cool as the one that we have on Forest Avenue. So I'm excited to see that Heidi was listening. Thank you so much for all you do to bring food to folks in need with the community cupboard on Forest. And I'm sorry I got totally derailed talking about Chic-Fil-A. I don't think someone mentioned that the plan was too massive. I don't think it's too massive. I think the drive-through at that location, I think that ship sunk before it even set sail. To have an ingress and egress of a drive-through essentially right next to where that veterinary clinic is, there's no way that's going to work. And I'm all for new businesses and more businesses in town. I don't want to I don't want to sound like I'm anti-business. Like I said, I think we discussed this last week when we were talking about more businesses coming into any place in unincorporated Alameda County. That's more money in the big general pot for all of the areas in unincorporated Alameda County. That's Ashland, Cherryland, Castro Valley. There's parts of Oakland that are unincorporated. But to get to the point, the more businesses that we have, the more money that's going to go into that big pot that will... Leela is asking, the CFA was not denied, but last night the MAC said that they were not interested in it. The community overwhelmingly said that they were not interested in it, and the staff report from the county recommended denial, essentially, if it goes forward. And last night's meeting was informational only. There was no decision. There was no vote on it. The MAC, even if there was a decision, the MAC are advisory. So, getting back to the proposal itself, the drive-through there, that's not going to work. We all know that that area where Burger Island is just, it's very dangerous. I have seen people trying to get on the freeway at the off-ramp that's right by the lumberyard. There have been a couple of really, really bad accidents there because people think that that's an on-ramp to the freeway. The traffic there is just, it can be, especially during the rush hours, during the morning, during the afternoon. It's different now because of the shelter in place, because there are not as many cars on the road. But that is, I think the meat of of the matter here was that's just not the right location for any restaurant with a drive-through. If Chick-fil-A comes back and says they don't want the drive-through, the sentiment might be different from the community, and it might be different from the MAC. The plan that was put forward last night, and I hope you guys tuned in to the video meeting, because it was rather interesting. The drive-through, and there's a couple things that came up in regard to the drive-through. The gentleman with Chick-fil-A, who was describing the drive-through, touted it as it would be the biggest drive-through in the Bay Area. And I can just see, if it were approved, if it went forward, we're going to have t-shirts and bumper stickers saying Castro Valley, home of the biggest drive-through in the Bay Area. I do have to say, it did look like there was a lot of thought put into the plan. The drive-through essentially would go from the front of Castro Valley Boulevard to the back of where that's Norbridge back there, that kind of butts up to the freeway. So, however, there would be room for 36 cars in that drive-through, and we shared that slide that showed the parcel map, the preliminary parcel map. But if you go to the Pleasanton Chick-fil-A, there are sometimes 100 cars queued up for that drive-through. So regardless of, even if they spun it around 3 times and or 2 times and could accommodate 60 cars, there's probably still going to be vehicles, people waiting, spilling out onto Castro Valley Boulevard right at that intersection. And there is a plan that's in the works where that freeway off-ramp, that I was just mentioning, is supposed to be a 2-way. That's going to be a ways away. Even if that happened, there's gonna be so many cars spilling off onto the boulevard. And there are already, I don't know if you guys have seen this, I've seen this on 2 occasions. There is spill out traffic from, I think it's the McDonald's drive-through that is spilling out to, I want to say it's Strobridge, but it's the part of Burger Island where you're going onto the freeway. So that's becoming a little bit dangerous already. With that said, the 36 car drive-through, I believe his name was Ed. Okay, Jamie is saying it's Wendy's. Okay, either way, those cars are queuing up into the traffic almost. With that said, the gentleman with Chick-fil-A mentioned, sorry, I'm just looking at your comments to see if there's anything that I want to address. Hey Jim, how are you doing? Also, yeah, Laura brought up something very good that I probably would have forgot about because I was just ranting there. The traffic going to the hospital, that whole intersection, if that is jammed up even more, that's going to be dangerous for our first responders going to the hospital. And there were actually a couple callers who brought that up, and there was one caller, I believe, who lived on Stanton, who really, that was his main concern of the emergency vehicles and the potential problems of those first responders accessing the hospital. The drive-through. What else can we talk about the drive-through? What else? What else was on my mind about the drive-through? Sorry, I'm just kind of scrolling through your comments here. So the drive-through, the biggest drive-through in the Bay Area. And there were actually, I saw today, there were some comments from people who said that honestly wasn't a good selling point, being the biggest drive-through in the Bay Area. But again, from the plans that were put forward, these folks definitely they put some thought into this. They planned it out. I just don't think that's the right parcel for that type of project, for that type of use, for a drive-through. Do you guys think that Chick-fil-A will come back with, hey, we want this restaurant, we'll do it without a drive-through? I honestly don't think so. Another thing that, the comments, the people that were commenting, the people that called in commenting, the public comment, sorry. I'm addressing an issue with my dog over here. The comments. There were, I think, about 20 people who provided public comment. Most people were not in support of it. There were actually 2 people, to be honest with you, there were 4 people who spoke in support of it. 2 people were crank callers into the Zoom meeting, and I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. One guy was saying that he would love a Chick-fil-A because it would be super cool because he speeds up and down the boulevard a lot, and then he started laughing, and then the call broke off. Another guy was doing a weird accent that I think was making fun of a different race. So let's scratch 2 people who were in support, because that was just really a waste of everybody's time to crank call a public meeting on Zoom. But there were 2 other people who were in support of it, and both of those people do not live in Castro Valley. So, and one is a developer. So yeah, some of the comments online, it was interesting to see. There really was the sentiment from a lot of people who commented online. It didn't seem like too many people were in support of it. And I know there was there's a whole different issue in regards to some of the things that donations or things said by the Chick-fil-A company that are not supportive of LGBT. And that's another issue in and of itself. And I totally get those concerns. I haven't done much research on that, so I don't know if that's factual or not. There was a 10th grader from Castro Valley High, I believe, who had a petition who garnered 100 signatures against the Chick-fil-A based on those concerns. Yeah, one more time, getting to basically the gist is it's just the wrong spot for a fast food drive-through. And yeah, if someone is in support of the Chick-fil-A, please comment and let's hear your side of the story. I can't take calls tonight because I'm actually going live on my phone. So if you'd like to, you can comment. And Rose is saying she really didn't notice anyone supporting it. I didn't see that either. I did see a lot of people who said that they liked their food, which I understand. I think you'd be hard pressed to find anyone who may not like Chick-fil-A, except for vegetarians like me. I've never tried them, so I don't know. But like I said, from all the comments and people that I know, Chick-fil-A gets a lot of rave reviews. And Ken is saying, never in 10 years could I get into the Wendy's drive-thru. And again, that whole thing, that whole interchange, that whole exchange there at Burger Island, and Burger Island is the little spit of land kind of floating where McDonald's and Wendy's is situated, excuse me. And it just, adding that drive-through would, oh my goodness. Would people support a project if the ingress and egress for this Chick-fil-A, if they were both on Norbridge, on the back end, which is where I think the AT&T lot is? Would that be a game changer? Just thinking out loud, I don't think Chick-fil-A would go for that because it would be difficult for them to access. It would be difficult for customers to access that, the restaurant itself. Bear with me, guys. This is a very different show because I am not doing this on my desktop, so I can't. It's a little bit different for me to see the comments, and we can't take calls. You can try to text if you'd like, 510-331-9112. Actually, that would work because I can get texts through my desktop. But again, I'm not sure why I couldn't go live. Through my desktop tonight. But I'm glad we got to talk about this, because it's a huge issue a lot of people are talking about. And it was just impressive to see during the meeting, someone with the MAC had mentioned that there were about 80 people on the meeting. So that is cool. That is great that people are engaged and dialed in with something like this. And I think it was great that there were so many really articulate and thoughtful people who took time to comment and speak their mind. And it was really, it just felt good that there were so many people who took the time to dial in and attend the meeting. And also, I think honestly the MAC did Chick-fil-A a favor by giving them the opportunity to have an informational meeting, and as opposed to coming forward with a plan, a finalized plan, and hearing then that what came out last night, that the community would not support something like that. And just another thing that is important to note is Chick-fil-A has not done a comprehensive traffic impact report. So I think if they had, it may not have gone as far as it did. I don't, and those reports are extremely expensive. And the gentleman from Chick-fil-A had mentioned that last night, that they had not reached that point because those are very expensive to do. However, if they are putting forward something that will that will require a general plan, an Alameda County general plan amendment, and a specific plan for Castro Valley, an amendment in those two plans, that's pretty significant. Maybe they should have had that traffic impact report prepared in advance. And if that report comes back saying that the impact is this, and the MAC is saying it's that, if it's in their favor, it would have been definitely a wise thing to do. But we live here, and we know how, pardon my French, hellacious that area can be in regards to traffic. And Ruth is mentioning that right there. Why didn't they do the traffic report first? She's saying it would have failed and we wouldn't be talking about it, which is true. It could have been in their favor. It may not be in their favor. At the end of the meeting, it wasn't clear if the plan was going to go forward. The gentleman with Chick-fil-A mentioned that he was grateful for the feedback from the community and the council, and he said they would take that information and discuss it. He was nonplussed that the meeting took 2.5 hours. And I'm not sure if he's familiar with some public meetings, but 2.5 hours really wasn't that significant for something like that, given the fact that there were, I didn't count them, but I think there were about 20 people commenting from the public. It's amazing and it's awesome, and as a resident of this town, I'm grateful that someone has thought to invest in our community, but that's just not the right spot. And I know there were tons of comments in regards to, Don is saying, I think we scared them away. I don't think so. I think the guy with Chick-fil-A, he looks like a seasoned veteran. He looks like I don't think this is his first rodeo. I think he mentioned that he's been doing this for over 10 years. But there were a lot of comments about why not considering doing this at the Rite Aid parcel. And I think that's, number one, that's a horse of a different color. Because, hey, Annette, I didn't get you in the roll call, but I'm glad you are watching. I hope I mentioned Bob. If I didn't, I'm going to mention Bob again. Thank you for tuning in, Bob. The Rite Aid building. The Rite Aid building. The Rite Aid building. Rite Aid has an extensive lease on that building, and it's, from what I remember, it is extremely cheap. And Rite Aid at this point, and I think have been for quite some time now, they've been looking to just sublet, which is how the Sprouts proposal came about. And the Sprouts conversation is another one that we can have again, that we've had numerous times. I wish we could see some sort of development at the Sprouts building. The Sprouts building, I'm wishful thinking, at the Rite Aid building. And for years, there have been members on the MAC who have really, really worked tirelessly. And I hope I'm not going to be unpopular with this, but Mark Crawford was one of them. Mark Crawford put in a lot of hours calling people and working with the county and working with tenants, trying to get something happening at actually those two locations. Also, Cheryl Moralia, who was also on the MAC. Mark and Cheryl were the two people on the council before who really worked a lot of hours trying to get some sort of upgrade, beautification, improvements at those two spots in town, both the lumberyard and the Rite Aid building. And let me also mention that I did speak to John at CV Lumber, and John, those guys really care about our community. For years, even dating back when I was with the Forum, they were adamant that they were not going to be selling that parcel, and that was over 10 years ago. It is their parcel. They can do with it what they like. If they want to sell it, they can sell it. But I just wanted to touch on the guys at CV Lumber. They're good guys. They care about the community. They're not. It's not that they don't want to have the community's best interest, but they're looking to do with their property what they want, and it is their right, whether we like it or not, or whether that's all kind of a side conversation. But I wanted to reiterate the conversation that I did have with John over at the lumberyard, he was adamant that they're not closing. The lumberyard will either exist on that parcel, whatever happens going forward. They're interested in existing on that parcel if they can. If they can't, they will move to another location in Castro Valley. Let me check. I'm just going to check the... Rose is saying a roller rink or ice skating would be awesome, and I'm assuming that's at Rite Aid. Jamie is mentioning the corner directly across from the fishing store. That is that's another story that I've been chasing for a few years. The owners of that trailer park there are in the process of, I believe, trying to put together a plan to redevelop that area. I think there's two remaining residents at that trailer park. I think it's the trailer park, directly across from Sportsman Center, which is kind of catty corner to Forest Avenue on the boulevard. I've spoken to the owners a couple times. They've owned that parcel since 1974. That's going to be, that's 47 years. That's a long time. They are looking to retire and not be in the business of managing trailer parks. So they've worked with a number of residents trying to help them move to a different location. My gut in the conversations that I've had with them, they don't seem cutthroat. They don't seem like they're trying to throw people out on the street. But with that said, similar to the guys at the lumberyard, that's their property. If they want to sell it, that's their business. From what I've heard, it's looking like it could be either apartments or condos. None of this is set in stone. This is just kind of preliminary planning or thoughts on their part. We've done a couple stories about this in our magazine in regards to the trailer park. So it's a huge parcel. I don't know off the top of my head how large it is, but that trailer park it's a big parcel, and one of the driveways is now fenced off. So I think maybe they're trying to lessen the foot traffic. Sorry, I shouldn't be I shouldn't be trying to multitask here. I'm trying to look through the comments and talk at the same time, which is not a good idea. Kelly, we need a gym. We have 24-hour fitness. We have D's Fitness. We have Body by Pam. We have Body Mechanics. Marlon, I just met not too long ago. We have Orange Theory as well. We have plenty of gyms here. So yeah, oh man, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Sorry, guys. The trailer park. So like I said, I think there's 2 people left in there. They're not kicking people out. They are letting people know that they plan to sell and that they should be moving. The one individual that I spoke to for, I think, a couple stories, she has been there, I think, a couple years, going through the process of trying to find another place. She's on a kind of a fixed income, so it's difficult for her to find a place on the income that she has, and the property owners have not kicked her out. So that's something that could be interesting in the future. Annette is mentioning a Target, and I hope that's people want a Target in Castro Valley, and I don't know where it's going to fit, and I don't know. That would be an interesting traffic impact report to read, depending on where the Target's going to be. I would love to read that traffic impact report. If you're thinking of it being at Rite Aid, I don't think it'll pencil out there. The parcel is there. It could be used in a different way. It may be enough land to accommodate a Target. Parking is going to be interesting, and again, the traffic, because that's a busy spot for a Target. And there is a Target at Bayfair. There's a Target on Hesperian. That has been something that people have mentioned, that they've wanted a Target in Castro Valley. Target would have been better than TJ Maxx. Yeah, but again, the parking at the Village, that would not work. I think when it came to TJ Maxx, I think they just kind of squeaked by with the required parking for the TJ Maxx at the Village. Since we're talking about businesses in Castro Valley, let's do what we can so that we can retain the businesses, the merchants, and the restaurants that we have. In my travels, I've been going to a couple businesses and restaurants in town, and some of our restaurants are really, they're feeling the squeeze with the COVID restrictions. So please, may I gently and kindly urge you, even if you're just buying some fries and a pop, I love saying pop, other people say soda pop. If you're just going and buying some fries, something small, something big, anything, throw a couple bucks at our restaurants. They're still only allowed to do takeout, and some of these restaurants are really, really hurting. If we want these wonderful restaurants, and I know the whole food thing is another. There you go, Layla. Go to Southern Comfort Kitchen. We have amazing restaurants in our town. Aroma, Southern Comfort Kitchen, JP's, Norman's, the taqueria across the street from Trader Joe's at the Supermercado. We have good food in town. Portales. If you don't go for food, go to say hello to Rosa and Gustavo, and it's like they're like inviting you into their home. These restaurants are our neighbors, and now more than ever, they need our support, as do all of the businesses in town. We're trying the thing with the stickers to, if you email us a receipt at bizsticker@gmail.com, that's bizsticker@gmail.com, we're sending out the Hella Love Castro Valley bumper stickers to encourage people to go shop local. I think we've given away about 80 of them. I only have a few left. I'll continue giving those away until they're gone, and maybe I'll order a different sticker. Some people don't like the word hella. I think it's as Bay Area as it gets. The only things more Bay Area than hella are probably the Golden Gate Bridge and I don't know, the Golden Bears. If you have a better sticker idea, throw that at me, and if it gets enough likes and enough thumbs up, we'll do that. But please, shop local. Now more than ever, these businesses and merchants need our support to continue. In San Francisco, a restaurant that had been open 100 years closed, because of COVID and the reduced income. I'm looking through the comments here. Don is saying he loves the stickers. Who designed them? I did. It's hella love Castro Valley, and who doesn't hella love Castro Valley? Who's listening here? But last time, please shop local as often as you can. Shop the small businesses as often as you can. We have so many good business owners here in Castro Valley, folks that we have all known for years. People like Rosa and Gustavo at Portales, Shay at Knudson's, Bill over at Hallmark. Shout out to Chris Padavana at Eden Bicycles, Satinder over at Aroma Cuisine, Jocelyn at A Woman's Touch in the Village, Aaron at Aaron's Art Studio, Philip over at Wen's Cafe, Linda at Pete's Hardware, Don Shelby at One Bad Apple Records. The list goes on and on. Vince over at Valley Java. I can't think of her name over at Cafe Rumi. It's right at the top of my head. She's super nice. And anyways, Cafe Rumi. Randy over at Vortman's Jewelers. We have so many amazing people who are invested in our community through their business and through their love for our community that really, really deserve our support. Again, if you're going out and you're doing something, if you can, avoid Amazon and shop local. These people are our neighbors. They deserve our support. I'm gonna stop harping on that, but please shop local as much as you can. We need to retain our wonderful businesses as much as we can. The great folks over at Luca Deli, Milton at Milton Salon, and you know, these salons and barbers have been closed. They can't do anything, and they're paying rent. If you can, give them a call. Hopefully they'll answer. Buy a gift card. Ray Talbot Salon, Taylor over at Ray Talbot Salon. These people, I don't know. It's just got to be crushing to be closed or you know, not able to operate at full capacity, and just see and feel your business just kind of being squeezed because of the shelter-in-place regulations. I guess the last thing that I want to bring up, and I think I bring this up every episode, is if you have a senior citizen in your family or a senior who's a neighbor, please reach out to them. Let them know that they are cared for. Reach out to them, put a note on their door and say, hey neighbor, I'm thinking about you. Give me a call if you need anything. If you're going to the store and they need groceries, or if they have an errand that you can run for them, please do so. A lot of the seniors are stuck at home and isolated because of the health concerns and the pandemic, and we really need to let them know that they are loved and cared for. And with that said, we need to let each other know that we love and care. I'm sorry, I'm warm and fuzzy here. That we care about each other. There's so much freaking hate in this world now. There's so many people that are just pissed off, and it gets tired. It just gets tired. There are so many people that are just mean mugging on everything and hating on so much stuff. You get what you give, and if you're going to put crap out there, you're going to get crap back. So let's not go that route. Let's be there for each other, because we need each other. Without each other, what are we? No man is an island, no woman is an island. So come on now, let's get with the program, and let's think positive for the future, because we're gonna get what we give. Anyways, the warm and fuzzy part there is over, and it looks like the show is over as well. So hey guys, thank you for your patience, for my tardiness here, trying to get dialed in with Facebook Live. Thank you guys for being awesome. Thank you for shopping local. Thank you for supporting each other. Thank you for getting so engaged in a proposed restaurant. It really makes me proud to live in this town, and I think you guys should be proud too, because it really showed how much we all care about our community and the quality of life here, and that's one of the things that makes Castro Valley so amazing, is that we all care about our community and we care about each other. So thank you guys. We do this every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We talk about issues and happenings and events of the day. with all that said, thank you guys for tuning in and listening to the Castro Valley News live show. We'll see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Stay safe, be good to yourself, be good to your neighbors. And as always, when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. Have a good night, guys.